President Tinubu is unbeatable in 2027 presidential election. Even my father, says Atiku's son. Abba Atiku, son of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, says President Bola Tinubu cannot be defeated in the 2027 presidential election. He made the declaration on Monday in Yola, Adamawa State, during his defection to the All Progressive Congress (APC), where he collected his membership card at Kwadabawa Ward in Yola North. Abba cited the Tinubu's administration's performance in economic reforms, human development, and national growth as reasons for his decision. A very pleasant day to you. Welcome to Citizen Dialogue on First Next News. Today, we examine the political implications of Abba Atiku's defection to the APC and his bold claim that President Bola Tinubu is unbeatable in 2027. Joining me in the studio is our very own political analyst, a dynamic personality, Kings Ojalo, and I remain your amazing host, Cassie Tony. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the show, Citizens Dialogue. Hello, Kings. How are you doing today?
Hello, Castoni.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
You're always looking very special every day.
As always, thank you. Thank you
so this
much.
time, is it the Lord's doing?
Well, as usual, the Lord's doing.
Okay. So, diving straight to the issues, to the trending issues in the society.
Yeah.
You know, about Atiku's son, him saying that Tinubu, that even his father cannot defeat Tinubu come 2027 presidential election. He said nobody or any political party can actually defeat Tinubu. What significance or how significant is this statement?
Well, I think it's looking at the aspect of the reforming, which he claimed it's being handled by the present administration. That is one of his interests. You understand? But I think we should also look beyond that. You see, just as I usually say, everyone has his own decision to make. You understand? Despite my father belongs to a particular coalition, doesn't mean I should also stand with him. You understand? Okay, look at what happened in Kano State. You know, the son of Konkaso himself was, I think, the secretary to the state governor. You know, where he was in the Konkaso movement, that is in the NAPP. But prior to the defection, he left. He left. That is to show you that I think he's solely behind his own father's race. You understand?
Yes.
So now looking at the side of Atiku, you understand, everybody will want the son of Atiku, that is Abba Atiku, to support his father. But we are looking at it in the opposite side.
But he really has guts. So for him to even say even his own father,
of course,
cannot defeat.
You understand? He's in the opposition. So anyone who is in the party system of the APC, definitely you have to remain loyal to one of the prominent person of that party system, which is the president himself. So what do you expect? You don't expect him to, because my father is in the opposition, I have to back him up. I am in the side of President Tinubu, and I should stand by him. I should solicit for him, and I should also speak on behalf of him. That is what
so how will you feel if your son is or your child is daring you like that? I have to ask you again.
It's a legal contestant, Okay, even if my son happened to be in my opposite side, as far as
he's daring you to your face, and that even you cannot win this person.
See, Cassie, this is politics, okay? This is politics, although it should be for the benefit of the people and the economic system of Nigeria. But now let's look at it in the form of policies. Okay, let me use a football team, for instance. I am the coach of Manchester United, and my son is playing in
Chelsea or Arsenal.
Thank you. Do you expect my son? You understand? Because I'm the coach, or I am let me use myself as a player in Manchester, and I happen to be the goalkeeper. Then he's a striker. He happens to overcome my defender, and he sees his father on the post. Then he should not score because I'm his father. No, you don't do things like that. So you should work according to how your the upliftment of, we could recall that he defected to the APC, and he said he's loyal to the present administration, to the APC and thereabout. So definitely, to me, I think he's really been a great loyalist in this form. in the side of President Tinubu. And to me, I even think his father should be proud of him. Yes,
really?
Of course, because he's doing the needful for his own coalition.
Okay, so his father should be proud of him.
Of course, his father should be proud of him.
He went further to say Nigerians have seen his good work. He's not a tribalist.
Well, in that remark,
hold on, I'm coming to that. He said Nigerians have seen his good work, that he's not tribalistic. He does not make appointment based on religion or region, but his decisions are purely on merit. Now, he said Nigerians have seen his good work. I'm a Nigerian. I haven't seen any of his good works. I'm not seeing what he's doing in Nigeria. Even the insecurity problem that is in Nigeria, he haven't been able to resolve. So what is this good work that he's doing?
That is from his own point of view.
Yeah,
that's from your own point of view. For the point of view, a loyalist must always be loyal. You understand? So even if your candidate is not really showing effort in some certain extent, you as a loyalist must be able to back. So see, I don't really whatever about Atiku says, I think he goes because he's really playing his role.
So you're with him, eh?
No. Of course, the guy is really doing his job here, and anybody that will try to antagonize him is doing that based on his own, I don't know how to say it, based on his own should I say jeji problem. But nevertheless, he's being loyal. He's saying that the president is not being tribalistic, but he should go and also make his own research and know if he's a great contender, is really tribalistic or thereabout. Look at the president of the chairman of the EFCC. What tribe is he from? The INEC chairman. Now, we know that yes, there are people who have been placed in different sectors, institutions and thereabout from other tribes. But let us check the percentage of those who are from the ethnicity of the president and those who are not. Let him really know. So even that, from that statement, he should learn to make research. You understand? So not by
this particular one you disagree.
No, of course I totally disagree. You understand? He should learn to make research before he comes out to say the president is not being tribalistic and thereabout.
Okay, so he should learn to make research before coming out to say. Then 21 Kano Assembly members officially defect to APC. It was announced on Monday by the lawmakers that 21 NNPP members of the Kano State Assembly officially defeated to APC. This is coming after about 774 members of the NNPC defeated to the APC in Remi Kado local government area of the state. What is really playing? Like, I'm seeing some things playing, and there are so many, like, is there anything special that is happening in APC that almost everyone is defeating to APC?
Well, let me be remorse about this issue here, Cassie. You understand? Now, look, whatever this present administration might have believed, and whatever persuasion they give to other oppositions, which we have been discovering some early defections, we all know that it's all about campaigning, and it's all about ahead of the 2027. This is, to me, I see it as a means of campaigning. And if you check very well, you also know that indeed there's a persuasion to these governors. I won't call it a threat. Okay, I don't think anyone is threatening anybody to say, because that is the rumors, and that is the critics that has been flying in the air. Or probably if you don't come to,
if you don't belong to APC, you won't have any appointment.
You might lose your governorship ambition, you're regaining your governorship seat, or any position you belong to in the country. To me, I don't see it as a threat. Alex Oti of Abia State
is still in Labour Party.
Is still in Labour Party, and so many others as well. So I don't think it's a threat. I think this is for a personal gain. Yes, everybody wants to gain that position, and probably out of fear. If I don't stand with the president, I might lose my position as a maybe governor or as a chairman or whatever position. And if you look at the number, to me, I believe to the late governor, deputy governor of
Bayelsa
State, before he passed on, his soul rest in peace. We know very well that he stand firm and said he's not going to decamp from the PDP, because he knew very well that he was brought into power through this platform, and leaving it seems so disappointing. These are people who really know the essence of democracy and know what it is to be in a platform and emerge in certain positions. You understand? But it's unfortunate that so many of our governors today don't even have that sense. They don't even have that IQ. You understand? They all just want to go to the, when you can't really, operate, or how would I put it? You see that this, even Nigerians, I think we get it wrong in this aspect. When you can't really operate in an internal crisis, just small internal crisis. Now, when there is a anarchy or a terrible situation happening in the country, how will these people who are fleeing from little internal crisis happening in their coalition, how are they able to solve a problem that might occur in the federal level? This is where Nigeria should know those who are really ready to to bring this country to light. You understand? Because we could look at the defections here and there. Everybody is trying to run for one problem or the other. So what if there's a situation in the country or in the states?
They'll still run back again.
Thank you. How would they fight for the people? You understand?
Okay,
now, see, this should be an open eye. This should be an eye opener. Thank you for Nigerians to know that these governors, the campaign, that can't settle an internal problem. When there is a terrible situation, when a terrible situation will occur in my state, how then will this same governor stand for us with the people? This is the time Nigeria should really know those who they really elect into power again coming to 2027. That is all I have
let's
to say.
Let's say the ADC.
Yes.
The ADC succeed in winning. So all these people that are decamping to APC, they will run back
Definitely.
to the winning team.
The shame will be there, of course. The shame will really cover them face. So let's not even. They know. So that is why if you look at the present Tinubu administration, is really making effortry, to make sure that every governors, and I mean prominent governors in the state, stand by his side. We can look at normal Lagos is always behind the federal level. Look at Rivers State now has joined the ruling party. Talk of prominent states, most especially Kano State. If time before now, if someone tell me, the governor of Kano State will decamp to APC. In fact, that is why the Kwankwaso himself said 23rd of January is marked as a day of betrayal.
Exactly, the day of betrayal. That's why you don't even need to vouch for someone.
Exactly, because
imagine you're vouching for him.
This is someone that I have groomed. All of a sudden, you turn out to come on. So that is just it.
All right. So thank you so much, Kings. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll discuss U.S. supply weapons and intelligence help to Nigeria to fight terrorists. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. I remain your amazing host, Cassitoni, and with me is Kings Ojalo. So we'll dive straight to the last segment of the show. U.S. supply weapons and intelligence help to Nigeria to fight terrorists. We are informed that the United States military is increasing the delivery of materials and intelligence sharing with Nigeria as part of a broader push to work with African forces against Islamic State linked terrorists. When we talk about African forces, we're talking about the Burkina Faso, the Mali, and the Niger Republic.
Yes.
These countries are actually being ruled by military, and now Nigerians are now soliciting to the US for help. Nigeria was once a powerful state, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of military. So what is happening? Why are they now soliciting to the US, asking them to help?
So initially, looking at these headlines, and when I read about it, initially the US has always been rendering help to Nigeria in terms through the United Nations force and thereabout. Apart from the US, we also have other delegates countries who has right from time, even from the year 2000, even since the 19th century. You understand? When you talk about the US trying to once a powerful nation, initially for my research, Nigeria still remains one of the powerful nations in terms of military, in military force in Africa. But it's unfortunate that our administration, I don't think, recognize it and want to make use of it. That is the unfortunate thing, because if you look at it, outside rendering help, collecting military gadgets and help from other foreign bodies calling for help asking for help here and there.
Yeah.
We have what it takes.
Okay.
You understand? We have what it takes, because from the last time I checked, I think, okay, let me start with most of the weapons we've been rendered from foreign military forces and thereabout. Now, well, we have most help, assistance from various means. Now, if you look at, we've had help since 2002, where the US brought in this super Tucano aircraft that is worth $497 million. You understand? Not even on sale, just an assistant. If you also recall, in the year 2020, that is the time of our late president, that is the life of President Buhari. I think the Chinese also rendered Nigeria, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 50 armored cars. You understand? We've also had SS Defense Articles assistance from still the US. In 2025, they also, you could recall the airstrike they launched in, you understand, trying to destroy the tents and the hideouts.
That was on the 25th of December.
Thank you. In Sokoto.
Yes, in Sokoto.
Now, if you look at it time to time, we have always been, it's just the problem of our Nigeria.
But that particular incident happened when Nigerians did not even accept that the Americans should intervene. This one just happened.
No. If you recall, even the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he also intervened in that issue. It was a collaboration between the Minister of Foreign Affairs and also the President, who gave the go-ahead, before that strike took place from the Gulf of Guinea to that area. It was, probably some, speakers, senators, and thereabout who debunked it and came against it, saying we are a sovereignty state.
Okay.
Such, it should be a concept taken also from the people. The people would have been involved. That was what led to that, critics and arguments, even in the House, from the House of Senate and thereabouts.
Okay.
But the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he clarified it that it was a go-ahead. Now, what am I trying to point out? We have what it takes to tackle, even without the US rendering us help. It's just that I think the President, being the Chief of Armed Force, he has failed to really recognize, our stand in this part of Africa. You understand? If you check it very well, we ought to be the third strongest military force in Africa. You understand? And as a matter of fact, the menace we face from this Islamic terrorist terror group, or what they call them, it's what we are supposed to tackle, within a blink of an eye. So now,
really show that Tinubu is actually working according to Atiku's son.
Now, it's supposed to be a thing that would have been gone by for a long time ago. But now, let's bounce back to most of our leaders. That this will now tell you that, look, these insurgencies, this crisis, insecurity crisis happening on a daily basis is within. You understand? You understand? These people, I don't think they, they just do this, because they just want to. Probably, if you check very well, you definitely
have
know
a sponsor
that.
Within.
Of course, there are people who are encouraging these things, even within the government system,
exactly.
unknowingly to the federal government. You understand? Or even if the federal government is aware. But the problem is, what is keeping you from really taking drastic action to stop the menace, fishing out those sponsoring it and that. So it's an internal thing. That is what we should know. So no matter how we get help, no matter how help is being rendered from an external body or from foreign delegates, countries and thereabout. So because unfortunately it looks as if all this help we are rendering, millions of weapons. Okay, I think late last year we got some air fighter jets from the Italians. You understand? The president ordered US special helicopter from the US themselves. So what are the use of all these gadgets? That is the question. What are the use? Is it that we are bringing it in and we are selling it out? What are the essence of it? You understand? We most of the time I check my phones. You see militaries do some special trainings thereabout. all these trainings, all these gadgets we have, what are the essence? Is it that we are stored there for future purpose? This is when Nigeria needs this thing to be put to work. You understand? Not until the whole of the whole society is being displayed, that is when they'll start making use of it. And in addition to that, probably because our so-called leaders are not, probably the maybe relative or family member has not really
been affected
by it. That's why they are not taking
reluctant about
actions.
it.
Because if it happens to one, I bet you, Cassie, you will cease immediate action.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We've come to the end of our show, Citizen Dialogues. Thank you so much, Kings, for always joining us. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
And to you, our amazing viewers, thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for staying engaged. Till we come your way again, I remain your amazing host, Cassie Tony. Do have a wonderful day.